This is Jets at Noon with Cameron Poitras and Jim Toth on 680 CJOB.
Free for All Friday. Well, a special edition of Free for All Friday. Cam Poitras, Jim Toth will be back on Monday. Jets at Noon is brought to you by Wash Method Car Wash, 690 St. Anne's Road. VIP take on the text line to win a VIP car wash from my good friends at Wash Method, 204-780-6868. 204-780-6868. We'll announce the winner later in the program, which is coming at you live from the Boston Pizza Studio. Boston Pizza, where kids eat free all September long. Conditions apply. If you want to call the show, you're going to have to get it in pretty quick here. Because after the 12:30 news, we're going to be joined by former Winnipeg Jets head coach Rick Bowness right here on the program. So if your plan is to call into Free For All Friday, try to maybe grab yourself a VIP car wash from my good friends at Wash Method down at 690 St. Anne's Road. You might want to pick up that phone quickly. Pick up the phone. Forte, where's that? Do we know where that's from? We don't. We still haven't figured it out after all these years. We got to, somebody's got to figure this out. I mean, somebody here in this radio station has to figure out, pick up the phone. I don't remember where that's from. I heard it somewhere. Where was it? Doesn't matter. Text the show 204-780-6868. Really, really looking forward to, or you can give us a ring. Really looking forward to Rick Bowness on the program coming up after 12:30. Lots to talk to him about. Checking in on him on retirement. And I want to go through his time in Winnipeg. And I remember maybe you saw it on social media, but it was during the Manitoba Miracle when it was that day he was doing the broadcast on TNT. And he had to keep himself pretty cool. And then later on he admitted he was going for the Jets, but consummate pride. I want to ask what was going through his mind when he was watching that happening, amongst many, many other things. So looking forward to talking to Rick Bowness. 204-780-6868, 204-780-6868. Harv is on the line. Hey, Harv, what's up? Free for All Friday. Welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me on.
No problem.
We were talking about the Jets there and what to look forward for the rest of the next come up of the season.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, man? Free for All Friday. You have control over the program for the next 30 seconds. That's how this works.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, in that case, to all my listeners, the program will be giving out free Santa Lucia pizza. No, just kidding.
What about Boston pizza?
Sure. Why not? Okay. So what I'm looking forward to this coming up season is we have a habit in this city of dwelling on the past. Let's look forward to the future. The guys put on a good show last season. We have a lot of positive things going on. Jonathan Toews, first and foremost, I think he's just going to bring some excitement and fill the stands. Good homegrown talent there. Maybe that's what we needed. Somebody who just in the playoffs is what we needed. Maybe this captain, maybe he could be the savior, that missing link to get the guys in the locker room to gel together in the playoffs. Because I think, as far as the regular season goes, we know what we can expect from our team. Yeah. That's going to be a great job. But when it comes to the playoffs, that's where we kind of seem to be hanging our heads. So I think with somebody like him and his tenure in the league and his respect and all his accolades, I think that maybe that could be that missing link that pulls the guys together in the locker room when they're down 3-0 in the playoffs, when they need that confidence, when they need somebody.
Do you think? Are you more optimistic? Are you more optimistic this year than last?
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
I am. And it's a lot to look forward to because we know that they've got a good product on the ice. It's just that when it comes to the playoffs, we know what we need to do. Yeah. And maybe this could be that voice that all.
How many games do you think it's going to take for Jonathan Toews to sort of showcase where he's at in his game? Like where
realistically, sorry to cut you off. Realistically, I mean it's been an up and down struggle for him for the past few seasons. We all know that, but we all know what he's done.
Yeah, is it 25 games? Is it 30 games?
I think you know what. Give the gentleman at least 30 games.
Yeah,
he's gone through a lot emotionally, physically. He's had his ups and downs, but I think that being in the city where he was born and raised could benefit him.
All right.
Definitely will, Bill.
Harv, thanks so much for the call. I appreciate it.
Okay, guys, you take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yeah, you too. Have a great weekend, dude. Thank you. Let's go to Martin. Hey, Martin.
Yeah, how are you doing there, Cam?
I'm doing great, Martin. What's going on with you, dude?
I'm doing good. Here's some offhand predictions.
Okay.
Okay.
Should I be nervous, Martin?
No.
Okay. All right.
The Jets are going to finish third in the Central.
Okay.
I think the Jets will finish third in the Central. Toews will get between 40 and 50 points.
Ooh.
And 40 to 50 points, he'll get them over the hump. That's what I think. And this isn't about the Jets per se, but Mitch Marner going to the NHL's horrors, if you will, the whoremongers, the Vegas Golden Knights, they're going to be bounced in the second round. So I just say it how it is. That's what happens. What do you think?
Well, I hope so. I hope that's what happens. I mean, I don't know. Vegas plays on easy mode. I mean, the Jets are playing on very hard. They're playing legendary. If we're going to go into I don't know. Martin, did you ever play Halo? Did you ever play Halo back in the day?
No, I haven't played Halo in the day, much less back in the day.
All right. So anyways, in Halo, there was different stages. You had to play easy, hard, then eventually. The Jets play on legendary, or maybe they just play on hard. But the Golden Knights play on easy. And so there's no love lost for the Vegas Gold. I hope you're right, Martin. I do. Thanks so much for the call. I got to move on, okay?
Okay, yeah. Have a good weekend, my friend.
You too. You take care.
Good work.
Thank you very much. Let's go to Gord. Hey, Gord. Gord, you there? Gord, I'm going to pop you back on hold. Try to bring you on. Let's bring Mark on the show. Hey, Mark.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. What's on your mind?
You know that pick up the phone line. If I'm not mistaken,
pick up the phone.
Pick 20 to 25 years ago.
Yeah.
After Saturday Night Live or after Living Color on the weekends, and I believe it was Lava Life. For all the desperate men that were out there to phone in and talk to somebody who really cared for them.
Okay. Mark, I had no idea.
Yeah, that's it.
No, thanks for telling me. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I had no idea. Mike, what's on? Hey, Mike, what's going on?
That other guy nailed half of it. That's what I was calling about. Pretend my voice is a female. And it's not politically correct now, but they used to say, well, pretend my voice is a female. Hot single girls from your area are waiting to talk to you now. Call 555-5555. Pick up the phone. Yeah, and it was for Lava Life, and it was always late night. Thought about it a couple times, never ever did call, but anyways, the rest is history. That's what it's from, and it's sort of stuck with me ever since. And it's funny you guys do that because I still say that once in a while to my kids, and they're like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah. Well, Mike, I'm glad you guys are here to illuminate me about this. I had no idea. But Jim and I always say it to each other. So now we finally have the context. I appreciate that, Mike. I have to give you, for doing that, I got to give you a car wash. I have no choice.
Yeah, you should see my truck right now. I live off a gravel road, and it's pretty dirty.
Well, hey, listen, you're going to the best in the business, 690 St. Anne's Road, VIP car wash from my good friends at Wash Method. Mike, I'm going to pop you on hold, and our good friend producer Jeffrey Forche is going to get your information. So appreciate that. Pick up the phone. Who knew? Forche, did you know that? Is that news to you too?
Well, this is news to me.
I had no idea. Hey, Gord, welcome to the show.
Hey, Cam, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm the Gord that calls all the time on the one that I listen into.
Oh, yeah, Gord, I hear you all the time. It's like you're talking to me all the time. I always get your calls.
That's great. My wife gets in there too. We're a tandem.
She does, yeah. She does.
Anyway, Cam, I got a question that maybe you could ask Rick Bowness.
Okay.
In his 40 years of coaching, I'm just going to ask quickly, 2 players he thinks that he really developed initially. He didn't think were going to make it, and he really thinks that he brought along. That's my quick question.
Okay, let's work through this ourselves here. So 2 players that he saw maybe, let's say like the most improvement from, where he saw them grow the most.
That's correct.
Is that a good question? Okay.
Yeah. And tell him I hope he's having a great retirement.
Okay, that from Gord. Okay, and he wishes you happy retirement. Okay, I'll ask him that.
Take care.
Okay, thanks, Gord. Appreciate that. 204-780-6868, 204-780-6868. We can, Kevin here, text the show, says, if we assume Jonathan Toews plays 2 successful with the seasons with the Jets and then calls it quits, does Jonathan Toews retire a Chicago Blackhawk? His Cups came from Chicago and he got a second chance with the Jets. Would that work? Well, listen, that's a really great question. Kevin. He's a Blackhawk. And is he with the Jets now? And is he a Winnipeg Jet at this moment? Yeah. But when you're the captain of the Chicago Blackhawks from 2007 all the way to 2023, you win 3 cups there. You play 1,067 games there in Chicago. He's a Blackhawk, right? And if Jonathan Toews is going to go into the Hockey Hall of Fame, if he wins 2 cups over the next 2 seasons with Winnipeg, he's going to go in as a Chicago Blackhawk, and that's what he should. Because let's put ourselves on the other, let's put the shoe on the other foot here. Okay, let's say Blake Wheeler played 2 more years after he left Winnipeg, and he went to New York and he won a cup there. Is he going to go into the Hall of Fame, regardless of how things ended, as a member of the New York Jets? Or Connor Hellebuck. Let's even use that as an example. Connor Hellebuck plays in Winnipeg. He goes off, plays a last couple of years somewhere else. He enters the Hall of Fame as whatever team that would be, right? I mean, it would irk me as a Jets fan. You know, Chicago Blackhawks, like, John, like, look what we went through with the Blackhawks. You're captain, 3 cups, all that stuff, right? So, yeah, I think he should retire as a Blackhawk. I'll say that. Even if he plays 3 more years in Winnipeg, he should sign his last contract and retire with the Blackhawks. Because if the shoe was on the other foot for a player that was that important to the Winnipeg Jets, I would expect the same thing, right? So that's my personal opinion on that. Call the Boston Pizza Jets at Noon hotline, open 24/7, 204-780-6800. Boston Pizza. Kids eat free all September long at Boston Pizza. Dine and only, see store for details. The number 1 caller will be awarded a $50 gift card to Boston Pizza on Friday. Let's take a break. Let's come back. More time for your text messages. A wild prediction from Sam. Oh, my goodness gracious. I got to read that one on air. I'll tell you what Sam's all about when we come back. Don't go anywhere. On Free for All Friday, Rick Bowness will be with us when we come back after 12:30.
With Cameron Poitras and Jim Toth on 680 CJOB.
Call the Boston Pizza Jets at Noon hotline, open 24/7, 204-780-6800. Boston Pizza. Kids eat free all September long at Boston Pizza. Dine in only, see store for details. That caller, the winning caller, who has been awarded a $50 gift card, will hear their call right after our conversation with Rick Bowness. Sam goes on the text line and says, prediction, Kyle Connor and Connor McDavid will test free agency. That's a hot take. I do not think, I don't think either of them is going to test free agency. But you never know about Connor McDavid. Kyle Connor, I do not think so, Sam. And real quick, Ron, what's on your mind? We're going to squeeze you in before we get Rick Bowness on the show after 12:30.
I'm a season ticket holder, and I just want to curb the enthusiasm. I actually do not see the team even accomplishing what they accomplished last year. I think we had a magical regular season. We were incredibly lucky to win the Game 7 against St. Louis, considering how we played in the series. And I don't see any improvements. The defense is the same. We have 3 centermen that are over 30 years old. And Mark Scheifele's closer to being a number 2 center than Jonathan Toews is to being a number 2 center. I just feel the team is not going to get it done this year.
Yeah, Ron, thanks so much for that call. Not positivity from Harv to kick off the show, negativity from Ron. We take opinions of all kind here on Free for All Friday. Rick Bowness will be with us when we come back. Jets at Noon is brought to you by Wash Method Car Wash, 690 St. Anne's Road. VIP take on the text line to win a VIP car wash from our good friends at Wash Method, 204-780-6868. We'll announce the winner later in the program, which is coming at you live from the Boston Pizza Studio. Boston Pizza, where kids eat free all September long. Conditions apply. Download the Jets at Noon podcast, free now on Apple, Spotify, face-to-face on YouTube, wherever you find your favorite podcasts, with memorable Jets talk and episodes and special content exclusively found there, where Tyson and I discuss who the second best Winnipeg Jets 2.0 goaltender has been since the return to Winnipeg. We all know who the number one is. Not up for debate. Very happy to welcome Rick Bowness, former head coach of the Winnipeg Jets, former player with the Winnipeg Jets. Rick, how are you?
Doing great, thank you. Yeah, well, the playing days weren't great, so I'm surprised you even remember that. But yeah,
well, it was a little before.
Briefly, we weren't very good, but we had a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely, it was a little before my time, and I appreciate you popping on. How are you? How are Judy? How are the kids? I remember you saying you wanted to go to Europe. You wanted to do some trips. Have you been able to do that sort of thing?
Well, actually, September 22nd. There's 16 of us from our golf course going over to Scotland for 10 days of golf. And because of the job, I never had an opportunity to go on a golf trip or certainly to Scotland. So really looking forward to that. Judy and I will get to Europe at some point over the next 6-8 months. The kids are all doing great. Kristen's doing a wonderful job in Salt Lake with the Mammoths. She runs their minor hockey program for them. She does some coaching, and Ryan just signed with the Islanders in New York as the assistant GM and the director of player personnel. And Ricky and his my oldest son is Ricky, and his wife Jody. They live in Denver. He's into marketing, and she runs she's the senior vice president of suite and ticket sales for the Avalanche. So all our kids are doing great. Judy's doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. She's rebounded very well, and she's a tough woman, as you know. Yeah. So, we're doing great. Thank you for asking.
And the grandkids?
Grandkids, yeah. Well, we have them here for 2 weeks, and we loved absolutely every minute of it. My 5-year-old grandson, Brendan, he slept with Judy and I, and man, he's up at 7, and he wakes up and he starts running, and he doesn't stop running until 8 o'clock that night. So we had a lot of fun chasing him around. I even had to buy get a hockey net for him for the summer because he wants to play hockey all the time. So, and our 2-year-old granddaughter, Blake, is doing wonderful. She's talking up a storm, and they're active. We had a great time with them. Thank you.
Well, that's awesome to hear. I remember your last game here in Winnipeg against Colorado back in Game 5, and I was at that game, and I remember seeing you standing on the bench alone for a few moments, taking a few moments, looking out at the ice, sort of drinking everything in before you went down into the dressing room. Now, that was all to me. You came out and you said, you've come out since then and said like that. I knew that was going to be my last game, right? But how did you feel in sort of those last moments? Standing on the bench for that last time. What was going through your mind?
Well, actually, every year I did that because, the season's over, and it's a very sad moment. And, you do want to take it out. And, so I've always done that, but this had a little special meaning because I think at that point I kind of knew that might be it. And you try to savor those moments. And even though it was so disappointing that we had lost to Colorado and how we had played, so that was very, very disappointing in itself. But it's always, at the end of the season, man, you have a heavy heart. You just hate to see the season end. You want to keep going. You want to keep chasing that Stanley Cup. You want to win a couple of series. It didn't happen. It was very, very sad. But I kind of knew at that point, okay, that could be it. It certainly hadn't. But
I think we might have lost Rick. Rick, are you there? Well,
coaching, and I love every aspect of it. I just didn't feel I had the energy anymore to do the job the way that I wanted to do the job. Now, that doesn't mean somebody else couldn't have done it, but I just didn't feel it that near the end of the season. I'd never been that tired. Maybe it was because of the health issues that we had, but I just knew I just didn't feel like I could do it again, and I needed a break. So, that's the steps we've taken since then.
Yeah, I mean, and now you're stepping behind the mic. You're on TV. I saw you on TNT too, and there was that video that came out of you watching the Manitoba Miracle on that panel, and watching when Cole Perfetti scored that forced overtime in Game 7 against St. Louis. And you admitted later when you were speaking to Adam Lowry on the broadcast on TNT that you were cheering for the Jets. But in that video, you're watching it, you kept it cool, Rick. I mean, the ultimate pro. You didn't move, you didn't cheer or anything like that. But what was going through your mind watching the Manitoba Miracle go through and the Jets ultimately prevailing in overtime?
Absolutely thrilled. Absolutely thrilled, because don't forget, during that broadcast, a couple of those guys on the panel, no, it's over. Jets are going to lose.
Yeah.
No, hang on here. There's a lot of hockey left, so I kept pushing that point, but absolutely thrilled when that puck went in, and certainly more so when Adam got that big goal in overtime. So they deserved it. Listen, they had a fantastic year, and it went down to the wire, and you scored 2 goals at the last 3 minutes of Game 7. You got some luck on your side as well, but they never quit working, and I was so proud of that. And if you're watching the game as closely as we did, even though they were down 3-1, man, they just kept pushing the pace. They kept working. So you would hope that they would get some breaks and tie that up, and they did. And they deserved those breaks. You work hard enough. You put pressure on the opposition. They're going to make mistakes, what St. Louis did, and you're going to capitalize. So I was absolutely thrilled when I saw that puck win the tie up, and certainly when Adam scored that huge goal in overtime. Couldn't be happier for the guys.
I couldn't help but think back to Game 5 against Vegas, right? When, the players, they got a shock to the system from you, right? And I think you can look back and you can see that as a turning point for a lot of the players. Do you see that in the same way that I do?
Yeah, but it was, I was taking a shot at myself too. Don't let's forget, I was the head coach now, and I was responsible for the way they played. I was giving myself heck as well. But yeah, it was the shot across the bow. There's no question. I mean, people think it's just a reaction to that game, and it really wasn't. Go back to how we played in February, and talking to the people that had been around the team for a few years, that we were going back to the same way they had played the year before when they missed the playoffs. And then we get into the playoffs, and we won Game 1. We didn't play well at Game 2, and we go home to Game 3, and all of a sudden we're down 4-1. Well, why are we down 4-1 in Game 3 when we're at home ice? And then we're going into Game 4, and game we have to win, and we're going down 3-1 and going into Vegas for Game 5, and we're losing 3-1. Like, those things all added up. It wasn't just that last game. It was a big part of it, for sure. But it was the build-up into that. We had to change our attitude. We had to change the way we looked at things, and we had to get their attention. Now, the players were not happy with the way I did it, but that's fine. That didn't bother me one bit, because I told them when I took over, I wasn't there looking for another job. I wasn't trying to extend my career, and I'm going to do and I'm going to say and do the things that I need, that I think have to be done to turn this franchise around. And after talking to the players during the summer, and I had to call them all, I get that. But they always, you know what? You were right. We don't like how you did it, but you were right in what you're saying. You were right in the message that you sent. And it showed in going into camp the next year and the start of the season. So, you sometimes, man, if you're going to be the leader, you can't be afraid to ruffle some feathers. And that was, for me, that was the time.
Yeah, and it was the same when, the Blake Wheeler, had the captaincy taken away from him. We had Blake Wheeler on the show earlier this summer, and he talked about, he's had a long time to think about it, about how he was a leader, the pressure that he put on himself, and you coming in, you have to change the culture. You want to put it on everybody, right? You want to take the pressure off Blake, who has come out and admitted that he wasn't dealing with it well. That was on the same vein, wasn't it? Wasn't it, Rick? I mean, to come in and change the way things were going.
Well, it had to change. You go back to the year before. They missed the playoffs. They weren't even close to the same team that I had coached against when I was in Dallas, how hard and heavy they were to play against. And they weren't the same. And at the end of the year, you get these ugly comments from some of the players. The culture's wrong. Things are wrong. Yeah. Players aren't happy. Like when you hear those things, all right, well, we're not going to go back and run the same gauntlet here again. We have to change things up, and I give Wheels a lot of credit. Did he like it? Absolutely not. And I'm sure some of the players weren't happy about it. But you have to change things up. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over. That's the definition of insanity. Yeah. So I knew going in, all right, we're changing this thing up. Talking to all the people in the organization before I got there, the players, the culture in the room had to change. You're not, and I told Chevy and Zinger and Chipper when they called me, your issue is an X and O's. Your issue in the room is culture. And when we change the culture, will the X and O's will fall into place, the passion will come back, and we'll become a harder team to play against. So, yeah, we had to take some ugly steps to change that culture. And the one thing I wanted all the players to know, and I told them that the day before training camp when I brought all the veterans in, we're making a change here. Wheels, he did not resign his captaincy. That would be the last thing he would ever do. Mm-hmm. But he's agreed to relinquish the captaincy. And I want you to know, I've talked to every one of you. I've talked to everyone in this organization. Ultimately, someone has to make that final call. And I wanted them to know it was me. And I made that final call. And again, if they're going to blame someone, I don't want them, pointing fingers at anybody else. Point them at me. I made the final call. Was it a tough decision? Absolutely. Do I have a lot of respect for Blake? Absolutely. But again, something had to change. We just couldn't keep running back the same program. So, and they all told me over that summer, I want more say. I want to have more say in the locker room. I want to feel more valuable in the locker room, that my voice means something. Okay, then we're going to give you that opportunity. And we did. And that's the main reason behind the whole thing. And listen, it's worked out well because you do have everyone on that team feeling a big part of what's going on there. So was it tough? Yeah. But it had to be done? Absolutely.
Now, can I change gears here for a second? And I think most Jets fans would agree with you there, Rick. I think I remember you saying that your wife picked what you wore each game, your suit and tie. Am I misremembering that? Is that correct?
Oh, no, that is absolutely correct. And you know what? I have so much faith in her. Like, whatever she put out, I wore.
See, I'm the same way.
Discussion about does this tie match? Does this shirt match? No, there was never any discussion. She said, "Here's what you're wearing tonight." Okay. And when I went on the road trip, she had everything packed, and she made sure she had the right shirt and tie and the right suit for me. So I wouldn't screw it up when I got into the hotel. So no, she dresses me and still does.
Yeah, no, my wife is totally exactly the same. I say, okay, honey, okay, I'll wear that. Yeah, that goes well with that. Perfect. But what do you think? I mean, they're removing the dress code in the NHL. What are your thoughts on that?
A little worried about that.
Yeah,
I am, and I know a lot of teams over the league had gotten away from the tie. And okay, that's understandable. You got to adapt, right, to the times, and I get that. But I see some of these other sports, and I see guys walking into the rink in sweatsuits and torn jeans, and it's just not looking professional at all. So I'm a little concerned about it. I don't think, and I'm hoping nobody in the league will take complete advantage of it. And just start wearing whatever the heck they want, beyond casual clothes to the rink. Because we're the best league in the world, and we want to look professional. We want to act professional, and I'm hoping that no one takes advantage of it. Am I a little concerned about it? Absolutely. Yeah, I am. But again, they're pros, best players in the world, best league in the world, and let's keep the professionalism at a very high level.
I got one more for you, Rick, before we let you go. Gord called the show earlier. He wanted to ask you this question. And first of all, he says congratulations on your retirement. But Gord wanted to know the two players who you saw grow the most over your coaching career. Who went the farthest in terms of where they took their game?
Well, just focus on the Jets and listen. You look at Josh Morrissey, and that's the first conversation I had with him. I said, I don't know what happened to you, but you're not the player that you used to be when I coached against you. So let's get you back to that level. And listen, he grabbed it, and he's an elite defenseman. He's going to be on that Team Canada Olympics, and he deserves to be there. He is one of the top 5 defensemen in that league without a doubt. And I know he got voted in the top 5, but right away I sent him a text, Mo. Next year, let's get you in that top 3. That's where you belong in the voting for the Norris. And you look at Mark Scheifele and his 200-foot game now. He's solid defensively. He's committed to play harder without the puck. So you look at those two guys, and Mark is just an outstanding player, and he deserves to be on the Olympic team because of that 200-foot game he plays now. And he can play wing, he can play center. He's a great teammate. And I look at those two guys, and man, they've come along. They've turned their games around completely, and they are leaders in their own way. Again, when we named Adam captain, Mo could have been a great captain, and then Scheifele would have been a great captain. But we went with Adam. But those two guys are at that level. But I just love the way those two guys have taken their game to another level.
Former head coach of the Winnipeg Jets, Rick Bowness. Rick, thanks so much for taking your time. I appreciate it wholeheartedly. Listeners appreciate it. Take care and enjoy the rest of the summer, and we look forward to hearing more from you over the course of the hockey season.
Anytime, guys. Always a pleasure. And hello to all the Jets fans. You've got a great team there. Keep supporting them. Thanks
so much, Rick. 204-780-6868, 204-768-6868. We went overtime because Rick was that good. He was fantastic. So we're going to come back. We got to give away our Boston Pizza gift card. Miss your chance. Get your thoughts on the show today. Call the Boston Pizza Jets at Noon hotline. Open 24/7, 204-780-6800. Boston Pizza. Kids eat free all September long at Boston Pizza. Dine in only. See store for details. The number 1 caller will be awarded that $50 gift card when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
Cameron Poitras and Jim Toews on 680 CJOB.
Hey guys, I really enjoy your show. So my take is I've seen a lot of people posting stuff on social media about how, as great as this year, last Jets year was, it was a failure because we didn't go further in the playoffs or we didn't win the cup. And it's like, yeah, for sure, the ultimate goal is to win the cup. But man, I enjoyed the heck out of this last year. The 15-1 start was amazing. Another stellar year for Hellebuck. Great years for Scheifele, Connor, Ehlers, Morrissey, so many guys. It was totally enjoyable, and even the playoffs. I mean that amazing Manitoba moment ending in the first round against St. Louis was fantastic. The Dallas series was great, even though we didn't win it. So I don't know if you can't enjoy a season like that, if you're still disappointed after a season like that, I can't see you really being a Jets fan or a hockey fan. I mean, come on, what does it take? It was an awesome season. If we do have the same kind of season, I'll be thrilled as well. Of course, I want to win a cup, but that's the way it is. So. It's Greg. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. Congratulations. You've won yourself a $50 gift card to Boston Pizza. We'll give another one next Friday. Call 204-780-6800 and claim your own. Or put your hat in the ring. Give me a great Jets take. You might find yourself $50 worth of Boston Pizza richer, which is not a negative. I want to thank Rick Bowness for joining the show and being just fantastic. Hopefully we can reconnect again during the season. That would be wonderful to get Rick back on the show and talk more hockey. Thank you very much, Jeffrey Forche, for producing the show. That's it for me. I'll be back on Monday. Jim Toth will be back on Monday as well. See ya.